I have to say there's growing disquiet, I think, that perhaps that inflation and higher prices not looking quite as temporary as policymakers keep telling us. How concerned are you?
I am concerned, and I've been concerned for a while.
Yeah.
This is not to say there aren't transitory factors, meaning they are temporary and quickly reversible, but there also are longer term issues that are going to last into next year. And as you just pointed out, Julia, people are already changing behaviors. The minute you talk about behavioral changes, it tells you that these are not transitory inflation trends. And the next one, unfortunately, is going to be more companies feeling confident that they can pass on the higher cost into higher prices.
Yeah, changed behaviour starts to look far more sticky than temporary. Is it too early to be discussing, I'll say the word stagflation? We're talking a lower growth environment with higher prices.
It's not too early to discuss it as what they call a tail risk. Relatively low probability, high impact. Is it too early to talk about it as a baseline, as something that has a more than 60 or 70% probability of happening? Yes. There is no reason why we should trip into a stagflation. There are stagflationary wins, but if our policymakers respond quickly enough, they will die down.
You say the deciding factor is going to be policy decisions, global economic policy decisions actually in the coming weeks. Is that fiscal, monetary, or both? Be specific about the real risks here.
Happy to be specific. We need 3 policy responses. Number 1, at the Fed. They need to ease their foot off the pedal to the metal monetary policy approach. They are putting in way too much liquidity. It's causing a liquidity overhang. It also is causing asset prices to disconnect. Look at housing as a perfect example. Do we really need the Fed to buy 40 billion worth of mortgages every month when a lot of Americans are being priced out of the housing market? The answer is no, but they keep on doing it. So number 1 is the Fed easing its foot, not slamming the brakes, easing its foot off the accelerator. Number 2, pro-growth initiatives. I think what the Biden administration is proposing in terms of physical and human infrastructure is really important. And number 3, something that's hardly ever discussed, more prudential supervision of the non-banks to make sure that we don't get a market accident. If you do all 3, you have an orderly path that avoids both persistent inflation and the stag side of stagflation.
I mean, they're staggered in terms of when they take place. And we've got all sorts of decisions, to your point, about spending, be it significant spending or whopping size spending. We've obviously got the Federal Reserve to make a decision. How does the market react? Will the market react positively to a Federal Reserve that turns around and says, look, OK, the time is nigh. In fact, the time perhaps has been nigh for a while and now we take action. How soon do they respond? Because I think that has to be the first thing.
So I don't think we're looking at the taper tantrum of 2013 or even the sort of instability we saw in 2018. And that is because even when they taper, they will be continuing to inject liquidity into the system. Most people expect, for example, that the balance sheet of the Fed is going to keep on going up for a while and may well exceed 9 trillion. So they're still putting in liquidity, they're just putting in less of it. So there will be some uncertainty in the marketplace, but I do not think it will be dramatic. But the longer they wait, the higher the probability that they not just have to ease off the accelerator, but slam on the brakes. And that's why I've been calling for them to taper for the last 6 months.
I mean, one of the uncertainties, and I do feel a little bit for Jay Powell and the Federal Reserve here, is the political dysfunction that we've been watching in DC. And while most of us, I think, will take a step back and say we do this every single year and we have this dramatic debate about the debt ceiling, a ceiling of and chaos of the Congress's own creation, quite frankly, it has been one of the tariffs, in addition to higher energy prices, in addition to supply chain issues. So you can perhaps understand that they sort of fear creating a greater problem than people are already dealing with, than the real economy is already dealing with, for all the challenges.
So that is the view. But Julia, if I may, I completely disagree with that view.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Please.
It's wrong, first of all, because they are not benefiting the economy. They are benefiting asset holders. And they are creating asset inflation, which is actually harming bits of the economy and creating a higher risk of financial stability. That's number one. Number two, they can't do anything about supply constraints. So continuing to pump in liquidity is not going to help the ships move across the oceans. It's not going to reestablish all sorts of supply chains. I think we've gotten to the point where most economists agree there are very few economic benefits of this pedal to the metal approach, and the costs and risks are mounting every single day.
Does the Fed get that, Mohammed? Is Jay Powell listening?
They are afraid of a repeat of 2013 or 2018. You know, the image I have in my mind, and it's a good thing that we called it a tantrum, is that you are continuously feeding sweets, candy, to the marketplace. And of course, you've gotten the marketplace conditioned to expect lots and lots of sweets on a regular basis. So of course, if you're going to take some away, there's going to be some short-term reaction. And they're afraid of that short-term reaction. They're afraid of the tantrum. But every parent knows that the answer to a potential tantrum by your kid is not giving them more sweets. That's not the right approach. You just make things worse for later on.
And it's better than rotten teeth and your teeth all falling out as well if you keep doing it, which I think.
I should add that. That's one. I will add that from now on. Brilliant.
I will give that to you. For investors, Mohammed, how should they invest based on the risks, the likelihood of the Federal Reserve reacting? And to your point, and I think it's a great one, we're beyond the point now where there's been so much liquidity sloshing around that the risks are deeply mismatched in certain asset classes as well, in too many asset classes.
Yeah, I always had the image of a surfer. You're on a wave, you're enjoying the liquidity wave, but just keep an eye on the shore because we're getting closer to it. So from a tactical perspective, it makes sense to continue to buy the dips. But I want to stress, that's a tactical view. You've got to be incredibly agile because we have a lot of uncertainties ahead of us. And that's not yet priced in by a marketplace that has been conditioned simply to follow the Fed. So tactically, liquidity is going to continue to be important. More long-term, just make sure that you get off that wave before it breaks.
Yeah, kneel on that surfboard. Don't stand on it or strap yourself in.
That's right.
Yeah. Mohammed, great to chat to you as always. Thank you so much. Mohammed Al-Arian, their advisor to Allianz and Gramercy Funds Management. We'll speak soon. Thank you.